Hi all, this is a guide on how to obtain the Lucid Nightmare mount. Before we start, grab yourself a Shadow Weave mask from the auction house or craft one yourself. This will be needed for part 4 of this guide. Also for the maze, which is in part 7, you may want to grab yourself the Lucid Nightmare helper add-on. I'll leave a link to this in the description. First, to start this journey, you'll need to read a note in New Dalaran, the Legion expansion version of Dalaran. This note is in the Curiosities and More shop, located here on the map, just north of the fountain. Go inside and up the stairs. At the top of the stairs, the note will be located on the table. Click on it to open. If you'd like more details on what any of these notes refer to, head over to Wowhead using the link I've added in the description. However, I'll add a quick explanation of each in this guide. The number on this note is an anagram of the date Ul'jala Raid was released, which is where we need to head for part 2. I believe the easiest way to get to Ul'jala would be to use the portal to the Vale of Eternal Blossoms from Legion's Dalaran, and then using the Dalaran portal from the shrine. And then the Flight Master. If you don't have this flight point, you'll need to make your own way there. Once inside the raid, head down and talk to Bran. Wait until the event starts, then jump on one of the bikes. And head down to and defeat the first boss. Once this boss is defeated, head to XT. Not sure if you need to defeat this boss for the lever to appear, but you might as well anyway. The lever is located in the northwest corner of the room, to the left of the steps. This lever can be kind of hard to see, unless you know what to look for, so here's an arrow to help. Once you pull the lever, a grid of 20 by 20 lights will appear. These can be toggled on and off. Here you need to make Mimiron's head in lights. Here's a grid showing which lights to turn on. Once all the required lights are turned on, they will disappear and a note will appear in the middle of the room. This note refers to Cthulhu, so head on over to AQ40. The fastest way to AQ40 would probably be to use the portal to Silithus from your faction city in Battle for Azeroth. Make your way through the instance. You can skip most of the trash these days and probably some of the bosses as well. Not sure if you need to kill Cthulhu or not, but I did anyway. The altar you need to go to is located past Cthulhu's room and up the stairs. There should be a glowing item on the altar. Click it to open up a game. You may need to zoom in and or change your UI scaling to see this game better. Here you need to match 5 brains in a row to win. If you can't get 5, just continue playing. Some people have said they have won the game without matching 5, so a point system is probably there in the background. I noticed some lights appear on the floor when I matched 3, which got brighter and then went away for subsequent matches in that column. Your guess is as good as mine to what this is for, probably points. Once you've completed the game, a note will appear on the altar. This refers to Thurizen's throne in Deepholm. Before heading to Deepholm, buy or make a Shadowweave mask. Once you have the mask, head on over to the Earth Shrine in your faction's main city, either Stormwind or Orgrimmar, and click on the Deepholm portal. Once there, come out of the temple and head north to the throne. Just south of the throne is a cave called the Crumbling Depths. Head inside and make your way past the snake thing that circles. Make your way to the first rock in the middle of the room. Behind this will be a dark fissure. Just click on it and accept the prompt to be ported down to the deep cavern. Once here, head forward to the chair. There's a skull on it that you need to click, but in order to do so, you need to equip the Shadowweave mask, and then click on the plaque at the back of the chair. It reads, Supremacy, Get Shirk Eek. This is an anagram of Raxum Greep is the key. Raxum Greep is an NPC in Ratchet that is wearing a Shadowweave mask. Interact with the skull and a new note will appear in front of the chair. If you can't interact with the skull, try a relog, this should fix it. The note reads, where the shaded delegate may appear, this refers to a rare spawn from Nomeregan, so head on over there. Quickest way would be using the mana poof for the pet battle dungeon. However, if you haven't unlocked this portal, go to Ironforge if Alliance and fly over, or if Horde, then take the Zeppelin from Orgrimmar to Gromgol base camp and then use the teleporter. Once inside Nomeregan, head forward and pick up the parachute, if needed, and then jump down. Click the parachute in your inventory for slow fall. Now head to the big tunnel, the one that leads to the launch bay. Once at the bottom of this tunnel, go to the left and then take the passage, again on the left. Head down until you reach the bottom of the slope. A little further forward on the left will be the levers. Each of these levers can be assigned a number. Click on the first one. Here you have two options, either to push the lever up or to pull it down. Pushing up increases the number, and you guessed it, pulling down decreases it. The current number of the lever is displayed on the top line. Set these levers to 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 7, 6, 5, 9, and 7. Once you've done this, a new note appears which reads, "Games and toys are left behind when you awaken screaming." This refers to val'sharah. Head to this location on the map, enter the little house, and on the left should be a nightmare tumor. Clicking this will spawn a puzzle. This will likely be different, but you just need to untangle it by clicking on the circles so the shapes separate and the lines turn blue. Once completed, a new note appears reading, "What you seek is buried within." This refers to the Tomb of Secrets in Kunlai Summit. Head to the location on the map and enter the tomb. You will see an urn at the back. Click on it to be ported to the maze. This part will likely take quite some time. It took me a good 45 minutes, but I'd recommend setting aside an hour or two, maybe more for it. The task is to place the 5 different coloured orbs on their respective coloured runes. So red orb goes on red rune. Once you've placed the orb on the rune, they disappear, so it's best to map out the maze first before handing in any of the orbs, just so you have more landmarks to find your way around a little more easier. You'll want a mapping tool or some paper to draw it. I use an add-on called Lucid Nightmare Helper. I'll leave a link to it in the description. There's also a link in the description explaining what the maze is and how it functions in more detail. But too long didn't read version is, parts of the maze can overlap, and there's a teleporter room in there somewhere which will port you to a random part of the maze. So leaving the runes and orbs in place can help identify if you've been ported. So I'm going to quickly go over this Lucid Nightmare Helper add-on. To bring it up, type \LN, and here you'll have a screen. Now this can be quite confusing when you first go into it, but just bear with it, it's pretty simple when you get used to it. Here we have the orbs, so if there was an orb in this room, we would click on one of them, whichever orb it was, to identify where this orb is. As we don't have any orbs in this room, we're going to leave it blank. Straight ahead, so you need to look at your marker here to see where you're looking, because this will change when we move around, but these will always stay the same. So right in front of us is some rubble, so we would use that one because it's right in front. To the left and to the right are both clear, and behind us is clear as well, so we'd leave all of those. These ones are the runes, so when you come across a room with one of the runes in, you would just use that and it puts an outline around the edge of the room. Now we'll move on to our first room. You've also got opacity, so you can just make it lighter or darker. So let's go to the right. Now your first room, it might be slightly different and go somewhere else because it doesn't really know which angle your character is until you've gone in, but that's just for the first room. So now we're in our second room. Again, you need to look which way you're pointing. As we're straight ahead in the room, it's to our right that we want to block it. So again, this is the top one there. It can sometimes get a little bit confusing on which way your character's pointed, but If you just assign whichever one and see where it's at, you should be okay. So we're going to go forward again. Now the orbs will appear in these little things. So the rooms will appear on here, or the orbs will appear in these goblet type things. So in this room, the one to our left is blocked and the one directly in front of us is blocked. So we'll jump onto the next room. Again, there's nothing in this room, and we blocked directly ahead, just north. Move on to the next room. Again, nothing. Directly ahead is blocked. Let's go up. And you would just keep moving around and around and around until you find your way. Okay, so moving along a little bit further until I've mapped this out a little bit better. Here's a room, so we'll highlight this and continue blocking off what we can see. Okay, so we've come to a room here where this one has a way over, but them two are capped. So I'm going to make my way back to that room and show you what to do when this happens to you, because it will happen. So we backtrack to this room where this was blocked off round there, but it was open here. Now if this was the case, when you go through this door, you will get this pop-up appear, and you say no, you want to jump over. It'll create a new room further over, and you just continue doing that. And now when you go back, it'll go back to this room rather than that room. We've got the blue orb, so we click that. It's blocked over that way and in front of us. Now, there's only one other thing I want to mention about this add-on. It hasn't happened on this maze yet, but sometimes when you explore further on, you'll get rooms, say up here, that will be a purple one. The maze is only a certain amount of these blocks, so when you get to the end of it, instead of hitting a wall, you will then reappear at the start of this other side of the maze, so you can just keep on infinite loop going around. So say over here you might come across another red orb, which would be that one. Now rather than remapping the whole place for that particular point in the map and making loads and loads of messes, so say for instance I was over here and this was a blue orb. It's not, but just in case it was, and I wanted to come back to the blue orb where I've already mapped out some of the maze. You would click Control, click on the place you want to go, keep clicking on Control, keep it pressed, come up here and click on Set Player Location, and then click again to confirm, and then you will be ported back to there. Obviously that's not what happens here, but this is what would happen. If you make a mistake, you would just click there again, Set Player Location, and it would put you back. So I haven't messed up my maze here. And apart from that, that is pretty much what this add-on does. It's very handy for this maze. It'll still take you quite a long time to get through it, but this makes it so much easier, and you don't have to keep writing stuff down on a piece of paper. Once you've put the 5 orbs on their respective runes, move into one more room. This room will be golden and have a note on the altar in the middle of it. This reads, "The way is now open to the greatest secret never told, a fitting end to your journey." This refers to the forgotten crypts near Karazhan, so head on over. Quickest way would be using the portal in the centre of Legion's Dalaran. The entrance to the crypts is just north of the pet tamer Lydia Acoste. Head in and down. Pauper's Walk will be displayed. Continue to follow this down until Forgotten Crypt is displayed. When you see this, take a right and look for an entrance on your right. Take this. Pauper's Walk will display again. Keep following this path down. Once you reach the bottom, a room with mounds of dirt will be here. Cross diagonally over, you should see some water. Enter the water. The upside down sinners should appear. Head straight to the bottom of the water and turn around and head into the opening. Once you're out of the water, take a left, and then to the right will be the chest you need. Click on it to receive your shiny new mount. I hope you found this video helpful, and thanks for watching.